let her get in a bind, then I'll go help her out. I'm not going to release the pressure until she quits pulling. It's better than kicking, but she's not over the kicking yet, obviously. So in the last video, I think I'll call this horse Pearl. Her name is actually Jewel. She's the one that some owners bought, and she turned out to be pretty green. They got on her back, and she didn't buck, but she didn't steer. So I'm working on her steering. I want to do a video today showing you how I'm working on that. One of the things that I regularly do with these young horses is I like to put the bridle on first. It helps a lot with their mind. Helps get their mind into a train of thought of being worked, into a thinking about what I'm asking them to do. Let's see, she's not paying attention. Let's see what she does when I throw the saddle up. And actually didn't concern her at all, which tells me that she has been saddled or at least sacked out a pretty good bit. I'm not too concerned. I have been on her back, but even when I first got on her back, I wasn't too concerned about her wanting to buck because she never showed any indication that she wanted to buck. Biggest problem is she's just kind of green to steering. She don't steer very good. So we're going to, and of course when steering she don't stop either. Get the saddle on. I'm never going to tighten the girth real tight all at one time. I'm going to move her feet. Then I'll tighten it some more. I always move their feet a couple of times in between tightening the saddle. And another thing is, like right there, I just tighten the saddle. I'll never get on a horse from tightening the saddle without walking them in between. So she's kind of bumping into my space. There are a lot of space issues going on here. I'll be working those out. She doesn't have a whole lot of work ethic, work discipline in general. So as I work her steering, stopping, that kind of thing from the ground, this getting into my space and this problem is going to get better on its own. That's just going to be part of it. Like her paying attention over there, it all kind of goes together. Each one of these things are symptoms. Her bumping into me just then is a symptom. Her paying attention over there, not paying attention when I put the saddle on. And that is all a symptom of her just being a green horse. So what I'm going to do, instead of sitting here and addressing each one of those symptoms, I'm going to continue her training along so that she's not as much a green horse. And right there, pushing into my space. If I didn't have my hand up there, she probably would have hit me in the head with her head. I'm going to continue to advance her in her training. A lot of those symptoms are going to take care of themselves. A lot of people get caught up working these symptoms and never progress the horse because they're too focused on these symptoms. It's like if you have a cold, you're going to treat the symptoms, let the cold run its course. It doesn't work that way with horses. You need to look at the symptoms, diagnose what the big picture problem is, and then fix that, and then the symptoms will take care of themselves. So I'm going to start by asking her to follow her nose around in a circle. I have already done a good bit of work with sacking her out around her legs. I've done all that. I'm not going to repeat all the preparatory stuff every time. If she shows me that she needs a reminder, I'll go back and repeat it. But I want to try to pick up where we left off the day before. That is a lot better than before. She followed her nose, but see, she's not coming to me. I'm gonna let her move her feet. We're gonna go meet at the wall and change directions. Oh, she saw me going that direction. Good girl. Let's ask her to follow her nose again. Good girl. I didn't get it all the way back behind her hips, behind her hocks, because she was trying to leave. But I know where I can put the rope that I can still get done what I need to get done. One more time. Follow your nose to the left. To the left. See how she's trying to come to the right. I'm not going to fuss at her too much about that because she could see me out of the right. She started moving. I would have preferred to get around so that she could not see me out of the right eye. But with her moving, I'm just going to work with it. You're not going to always have a perfect situation every time, and you got to work with what you got. Now she's kicking at the rope. I'm not going to give. Good girl. As long as she's kicking, I'm going to keep pressure. She settles and gives to that pressure, then I'll stop and I'll go fix her, go get it, help her out. I'm not going to release the pressure at this point. She got her into this situation. Good girl. Good opportunity to teach something. Help her out, get it out from around her foot that she didn't like. Anytime a line goes someplace you didn't want it to go, it's not a big deal. An opportunity to teach something, an opportunity for her to learn. I get out in the woods with her, she gets a limb caught up around her back feet. I don't want her bucking me off because of it. All needs to be fixed. Let's try this again. Good girl. See now, if I would have dropped the rope and pulled it out from under her leg, I would have not had the opportunity to teach what I taught her, and therefore we would not have made that progress so quick. Let's do it one more time. Not where I wanted it. Let's pull it back, do it again. Be still. I'm going to pay attention to where she's looking right there. I don't want her to spook at the rope and come at me. She's trying to avoid what I'm asking her to do here by the fidgeting that she's doing. Not really going to do anything about it. I'm not going to try to force her to stand still. What I'm going to do is keep encouraging the right answer. Good girl, because if she understands the right answer, the part that she's worried about, she's not going to worry anymore. She's only fidgeting in that because she's worried. She's worried because she don't understand. Keep teaching her so that she understands, the worry will go away. That goes back to what I was saying earlier. Work on fixing your problem. Don't work on fixing the symptom. Fixing the problem, the symptom will go away. Now I'm going to attach the line to the halter on the side. And we're going to see if we can drive a little bit. What I've done so far, I've taught her to follow her nose, but she's only following her nose to the point where she turns around and then she stops. She's probably going to want to do that again when I start driving because that's what we have been doing. She's going to be a little bit different because she's going to need to go forward. This is where we want to teach forward and steer. Before we were just teaching steer. Again, she's fidgeting, she's not comfortable with what I'm asking her to do. It's not a big deal. I do not lunge or ground drive rather with the lines run through the stirrup for several reasons. One, you can see right there, see the lines going between her legs? I want her broke to that line everywhere it could be. I'm not going to have any right steering right now because of where that line is, but it don't matter. It's another opportunity to teach. I need more forward here, and we're just going to kind of move forward in the circle. Left right line, keeping her in the circle. Right line, we're getting broke. She stepped on it. No big deal. Let's put some pressure on that back leg again. Let's see if she kicks at it again before I help her out. Put her in a bind, and then I'll go help her out. Good girl. Right then, I put her in the bind. She didn't kick at it. She didn't do anything negative. So I dropped the pressure. Let's pull that line out. Gonna be a little bit of pressure there. Let's do it again. The line went between her legs because we didn't have enough forward. See how she's putting her head down? We need more forward. Let's get some forward. There we go. Now we got some forward. Let's turn and go the other way. I got some workers here. I might have to stop a little early, but we're going to do what we can do. See, she's opening her mouth. She does have the bit in, but the lines are attached to the halter. She might feel a little bit of pull on the bit, but I'm pulling on the halter. Got a little bit of forward now. If you remember when I was just turning her back and forth, that was about turn, and was not about forward. Now we're getting some forward, and we'll start doing some more turning. Put the two together. Stepped over the line again. We're going to keep going for a minute. Got to get forward. I get some forward, she'll quit putting her head down, she'll quit stepping over the line. I could run the lines through the stirrup. It would stop that problem of going between her legs, but then I'm going to miss out on the training opportunity to desensitize her to it. I'm also, if I had the reins run through the stirrup, this left rein would be going through the stirrup and then to me, and I wouldn't be able to get my forward like I need to go. Let's ask her to slow down. I'm going to put a little bit of contact on both reins. Just like if I was doing a trot to walk transition. Good girl. Now I'm going to see if I can work my way in behind her. Line isn't perfect. It don't matter. I want her to work even when the situations are not perfect. Can't really pull her head to the right now. Let's see what we get. There we go. Good girl. Maybe she'll step over it again. Now we got both lines running between her front legs, all because she's putting her head down on the ground. We've got to get more forward so that she quits putting her head down. Let her get in a bind again. Let her get in a bind. Then I'll go help her out. I'm not going to release the pressure until she quits pulling. It's better than kicking. but she's not over the kicking yet, obviously. How'd you like to be on a trail ride with her and she gets a limb caught on the ground, and she gets a limb caught on her foot and she would do that? Wouldn't be fun. We're gonna fix that now. Help her out. The other part about this is she learns that when she gets in a bind that we will help her out, so that when she gets in a bind she will ask for help. I made a comment on one of my more recent videos, might have been a video of her, I don't remember, that they need to earn fly spray. I don't fly spray any of these horses, these green horses. Don't fly spray any of them before I come out and work them. The horse needs to want help, just right there with that rope around her foot. She needs to want me to help her get that rope untangled. She gets a fly on her, she needs to want me to help her. If she doesn't want me to help her, we're gonna get in a wreck later. So no, these green horses, I do not fly spray them before we get started. She has to earn the fly spray. She has to want me to help her. We need forward so she doesn't put her head down. Forward, there we go. Lunge her around here a minute, get her going forward before I do much steering. Continue that. She turned there and kept going. That's progress. Again, this is Jewel. I think I called her Pearl in the last video. Until next time, thank you for watching.